Welcome to Nurses Day at the Capitol, and thank you for choosing to use your voice to advocate for what matters to nurses across the state of Wisconsin. My name is Mary Ann Moon. I am one of your elected representatives for the Public Policy Council. I have been a registered nurse for 26 years and an advanced practice nurse, specifically a clinical nurse specialist, for the past 14 years. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the path a bill takes before it becomes law and share with you just how you can use your voice as a nurse to influence this process. First, though, it's important to understand that the Wisconsin legislature consists of two houses, the Assembly and the Senate. The Senate consists of 33 members, and the Assembly consists of 99 members. Each house must pass the same version of a bill before it can be sent to the governor for signature. So how does a bill become law? First, a bill must be introduced. This occurs after a legislator decides to author a bill. The legislation is then drafted, and other legislators are asked to sign on to the bill as co-signers or supporters. Once it's ready, a new bill may be introduced in one house and then the other, or introduced simultaneously in both houses. The introduction is done by reading the bill before the Assembly and/or the Senate. Often bills are referred to by number at this point. For instance, in 2024, the bill focused on removing restrictions to APRN practice was called the SB 145 APRN Modernization Act. After a bill has successfully been introduced, it is referred to a relevant standing committee. For instance, a bill about healthcare would probably be referred to the Senate Committee on Health, and in the Assembly, the Committee for Health, Aging, and Long-Term Care. While a bill is in committee, legislative service agencies research the bill to determine its impact. After a bill is referred to a committee, the committee chairperson can schedule a public hearing on the bill. Public hearings are where committee members can hear from experts and from the general public on the topics included in the bill. In response to research and the hearings, a committee may offer amendments to a bill, which can substantially change the intent of any given legislation. If you are interested, you can attend a public hearing. The WNA helps to keep its members informed of when important public hearings that influence nurses are being held in the Wisconsin legislature. The next step in the process is a committee vote. If a bill receives a public hearing, the committee chair can, if they choose, schedule a committee vote on the bill. Committee passage of a bill is not a foregone conclusion, and it is just considered a step in the legislative process. If a bill is passed and voted out of committee, it is then sent to the Rules Committee. The Rules Committee is comprised of a legislative leadership team who decides which bills are scheduled for a full floor vote in the Assembly and in the Senate. When the bill is scheduled for a full vote before the Assembly or Senate, it must pass by a simple majority, or it is considered dead. If the bill passes, it is then sent to the opposite house, where it must go through the same process. Once the identical bills are passed in both the Senate and Assembly, it is sent to the governor for approval or veto. This is the path a bill takes to become law. But more importantly, how can you engage in this process? It is very, very important to stay informed. Know the purpose and the general concepts of bills that are being considered in the legislature, especially bills that have the potential to affect the nursing profession and healthcare. Your voice really does matter. Getting engaged is easy. Through events like Nurses Day at the Capitol, you can meet with legislators to help them understand issues affecting our profession and inform them on the purpose and benefits of a bill. Professional organizations like the WNA provide information and tools that empower us to share our nursing perspective and expertise directly with lawmakers during in-person meetings, public hearings, and through written communication to our senators, assembly representatives, and the governor. There are critical times to engage in advocacy efforts, and they are when a bill is going to a public hearing or when a bill is going to be voted on in the full Senate Assembly, and then again when the bill is going to the governor's desk for signature. We hope that you have found this information to be helpful. Legislative advocacy is not just for nurses who hold certain positions. It is an opportunity for each nurse in the state of Wisconsin to use their voice to influence healthcare policy at the state and national level. Imagine the strength our profession would demonstrate if every one of the 96,000 nurses in the state of Wisconsin engaged in some way through advocacy efforts.